First of all, guys, how are you?
Fine. We're on tour for 3 days now, so a little bit tired, but it's cool, and we are really excited to play tonight at the Roadburn Festival. So, yeah. Really.
So you have had more gigs last 3 days, or?
We have made a lot of concerts in Germany, and we're gonna continue for 2 weeks. So we are with Lopan. We are doing a tour with Lopan that is playing also today at Roadburn Festival.
Okay, nice. And do you play more with them?
Yeah, we have 14 gigs.
14 gigs. Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
Every day one gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except tomorrow.
Except tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. We have a day off tomorrow.
What is your first musical memory to start with?
As a band or
From your youth?
sorry?
Your first musical memory from when you were young?
I think for me it was when I've discovered Rory Gallagher Irish Tour album. This is the album that made me into music.
Really?
Yeah, really, yeah.
Okay.
Because there were the simplicity, and this was the first time I discovered that you can do fucking music without being a rock star, you know, and being simple, being always honest with your audience, etc. So he has something that makes me want to do music, and I also loved his way of playing guitar, etc. So,
Okay.
this is.
And did you start on a young age with singing?
It's not really Rory Gallagher that made me sing. I sing after, really, with Aerosmith, to be honest, with the first album from Aerosmith. But I began guitar first, and then I sing. I was around, I think, 15 when I started singing, and the guitar I began around 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you?
It was probably some of the stuff like my big sister used to listen to, and back in the 90s it was a lot of Michael Jackson. I guess that was the first kind of stuff that we listened to at home. And I started playing drums when I was 12, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I just sat behind the kid, and I don't know, it just made sense.
Okay. So you're actually also you were a Michael Jackson fan?
Yeah, I listened to a lot of stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Behemoth and I love the most.
And how did it evolve to the music you are making now from Michael Jackson and started singing?
Well, Michael Jackson itself, I don't know, there's a kind of... I always try to make things groove, for instance, you know, even when there's, you know, blast beats or very fast stuff, very angry stuff, there's always, it has to groove. And the groove is it's very important in soul and funk and that kind of stuff, but it's also very important in metal. And if you listen to bands like Meshuggah, for instance, they groove as hell, always. So,
Okay.
you know, that's probably the kind of stuff that you can relate to, you know, the funk and the kind of stuff.
Okay, you can put funk and groove in every kind of music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And swing as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes you, is that you are different compared with other bands, that you're more groovy, or is
Not
that your
really,
style?
I don't think really with Abrahma. We are doing, it's not really a groovy music in Abrahma. I think Fred was more talking generally in his way of playing.
Yeah.
But with Abrahma we have a groove, but it's more, you know, dark music, you know. We are more playing with the vibe of the music, you know, trying to have some ambient things. Like I was talking about the 90s, you know, bands like Alice in Chains, etc. We are such big fans of this era, and we have a lot of influences from Soundgarden, you know, Alice in Chains, that have a kind of music with a lot of different vibes, you know, dark vibes, and sometimes with a simple riff making thing with a kind of strange emotion, you know, rhythm. And this is what we play with Abrahma. We try to do sometimes something simple, but with a real, how to say, a character maybe, you know, something really dark mood, a really dark mood, so.
Okay, and when did you start to make dark mood music?
I think we're in the dark mood for a long time, but I think we have really found what we wanted to do with the new album that is coming in May. We have 2 albums. So the first album was more songs composed for 3 years before the creation of the band, so it was a kind of mix of different things. And this new album is what we really want to do, and it's darker, but because we always wanted to do it. We are listening to a lot of different bands, but with always this kind of dark mood, you know. I was talking about the grunge bands, but we are also listening to Type O Negative, you know, Paradise Lost. We are such fan of Paradise Lost, and we are also listening to more stoner rock bands and psychedelic bands. So the idea was to make a kind of mix of all those bands or this music and making something original but dark, because we love this dark vibe, you know.
Okay, yeah. Is that the difference? You have a lot. You got a lot of influence out of the bands. Is that also the difference from the last album, Through the Dusty Paths of Our Lives?
I think that the influences were the same, but as I was saying, when we have met Abrahma, we were. This was the beginning of another band. You know, we have renamed the band Alcalsonic to become Abrahma, and we have found our new guitar player Nicolas. So we were knowing what we wanted to do, but we maybe needed more time to really find the sound we wanted to do. And this first album, Through the Dusty Paths of Our Lives, was a good way to really know where we wanted to go. After the album release, we have made a lot of concerts and a lot of shows, and it's on stage that we realized that we loved to play the slowest song and also the darkest song. So it has come really naturally for the new album.